So I hope my screen is visible. Just allow me to check it a bit. Yeah, it is surely. So thank you so much, friends, for joining in. So this is episode number 13, week number 13, ending today, of course, with the midpoint of this series today. Last day of the financial year 21-22 and the last day of the first quarter of calendar year 2022. So all my presentations always begin with thanking Lord Almighty who's given me much, much more than what I deserve. When it comes to finance, surely this is one of the days I always, again, there is no other day that I will not remember him. But these are a few special days apart from his birthday, apart from his death anniversary, and apart from, you can say, the return filing day. This is again one of the days I vividly remember him. He used to always say, tomorrow your new year is going to begin. So how are you going to celebrate it? So friends, this is my brief CV. You all are aware of it by now. Gives me a little bit of authority to share with you a few things on finance. So today's topic is a little bit different. Of course, coming from a person who is dead against loans, I'm the son of a banker, so I am always against loan. But still, there are situations when we need to take a loan. And for loan, I have taken the detailed webinar series of 2 hours each in 3 parts in the last year in April, May, second lockdown. I've taken a full series on insurance and loans and everything. So you can check out for that. But yes, an important aspect in this is that if you are taking loans or if your situation does not allow you to not avoid a loan, what are the factors? What are the reasons you should be, you can say, checking out? So yes, there are multiple reasons why you should check your credit score, and that too very regularly. And because many of us believe that a house is a must, and the advent of nuclear families in the, you can say, the third decade of this millennium has made every one of us going for a small or maybe a mansion kind of a house or any kind of a, but a separate house usually, because the culture of nuclear families is fast setting in. So when you have to buy a house, you have to take a loan because property rates are always high. I really am amazed to think that our parents, our fathers, our, you can say, uncles, all of them had very limited income. My dad was a salaried employee, still he built 3 houses. Still he built 3 houses, plus renovated the ancestral house as well, plus multiple reasons. But even though we are earning multiple times than them, inflation added, we still can't buy a house on our own. That is the pitiful thing. The property rates have really gone skyrocket in the past 20 years or so. So let's simplify the credit worthiness. Of course, I'm not going into the details. You should not take a loan, all those things. Let's keep our focus today to our session topic of the session today, the credit worthiness. Let's see what exactly does that mean. We all know credit score by the most common agency, TransUnion in India. TransUnion, also known as CIBIL in India. So there are multiple agencies, presumably multiply 4, you can say, which I'll discuss in brief. So they give you a number from 300 to 900, and that is your measure of your credit worthiness. But the problem is that anything below 750 is certainly considered as a risky customer, risky proposition for a loan. So your credit score needs to be above 700, 750 or so. Borderlines are usually not allowed in such cases, but then there are multiple factors to take into account. I'll be discussing those, but we need to remember that even if you have a credit card, even if you pay a EMI for a 0% loan, even you have a, you can say, your ECS applied in your bank account from where your kid's fees is going, even that is recorded in your credit history sometimes. Yes, you may have a debate that is from our savings bank account, but any bounce of that, any bounce of your mutual fund also is sometimes recorded in those histories. There are multiple reasons why I say so, because most of the agencies you find, even for a you can say single individual, all the agencies have a different kind of a score. So some people wonder, मेरा Equifax में इतना आया, CRISIL में इतना आया, CRI में इतना आया और TransUnion Civil में इतना आया. What is the difference? It is about the reporting period. It is about the lending period. It is about the time frame. It is about their, you can say, the calculation period in which the same is countable. So you should at least check your credit report once every quarter, I would say. Minimum every quarter, 2 to 3 months. That is the bare minimum time you should check it. And trust me, there are third-party sites like Paisa Bazaar, Bank Bazaar, which will check your credit score for free. Of course, when you try to check it on your own through your own savings bank account, usually all the saving bank accounts, net banking has this option now, check your CIBIL score, and they will charge you minimum 550 plus GST, or can vary with bank to bank. Some banks like SDFC have 750 plus GST also. Their score varies from tier 1, tier 2 city as well, many times. So 300 to 549 is a poor, a fair is a 550 to 649. Good is considered 650 to 749. Above 750 is considered an excellent. As I said, credit score means how much is your credit worthiness. So this, you can say, there are top 5 reasons, I would say, why you should be, you can say, checking your score regularly. Number 1 is tracking and building your score. I have discussed multiple times in the past. All of us have bad financial habits, and because of that, कहीं से कुछ खर्च कर लिया, कहीं से कुछ खर्च कर लिया, कहीं से कोई छोटा लोन ले लिया, कोई 0% ले लिया. We keep on doing those things without even realizing the ramifications of any of such activities. So I would say this regular checking will at least increase your awareness, increase your love towards my favorite subject, finance, and then of course make you understand a thing a little bit more and enable you to take the right decision to maintain your score at that level. Because at times you will have multiple credit cards. Youngsters, when they start earning, as I have been discussed multiple times in the economic life cycle of a dentist, people who start earning well, then they start splurging, they start flashing and flaunting credit cards, and then sometimes even one missed, you can say, payment part. Of course, you need to pay more interest charges, finance charges, all those things aside, it also decreases your credit score. It decreases your, increases your ineligibility. So always track them, because the credit score is built gradually over a period of time. Then the second most reason is stay credit ready for life goals and emergencies. As I said, I am dead against loans, but there are situations in today's time where I understand very well that sometimes it will not be possible for today's generation to live without loans in certain situations. So you have to be ready in those aspects, because building your credit score will take some time, usually in multiple months. So when your score is low and you need to borrow or take a loan, you'll be ineligible if your score is on the lower side. Or if you are even the borderline thing, then you may get a loan, but at a higher rate of interest. So this can have an effect, and ultimately you'll be paying back more. Loans are anyways big drillers of the same, big driller of your pocket in terms of what you pay back to the agency or the bank, I would say. So credit score has to be excellent, or at least minimum good. So you need to understand that part. Many of us have goals like, as I said at the start, like buying a home, which is a necessity considering the advent of the nuclear families in the previous few years. A poor score can derail you. So even if you check your score at regular intervals, you need to maintain it at the same level. Then the number 3 reason is that it helps you to detect your frauds early. We have seen cases of identity theft being reported, people impersonating as other people, and then using PAN to attempt to access credit. Of course, most of the things have been now linked to the OTP. But even if the SIM swap has been done, SIM fraud has been done, that thing will lead to a disaster in such cases. So if you keep checking your credit report regularly and you are not habitual of ignoring your finances, you can detect any kind of fraud early, any can say spend made in your name. Although the RBI has mandated multiple things from Jan 1 this year, you even for any of the pre-fixed payments like you have been doing, you need to save your card once again. It'll be given an option to save the card, be it buying on Amazon, Flipkart, Book My Show, or anywhere, even for the Zoom purchase we have been doing in recent times. So, for these sessions, I'm using Zoom, of course, to stream the series, this series live. So you can detect such a fraud early if any purchase of such has been made. The best thing is you can limit your international purchases, number one. Then, because international purchases sometimes will not require an OTP also. They just require the CVV number as well. So you can raise your dispute if you have any problem with the credit bureau. So there are multiple bureaus, as I said, but the journal system is the same. You can log into their website and go to dispute resolution and raise the dispute. So number 4 is the keeping a check on the errors. Many times, as I say, the creditor and debtors pass on the information. The information which is being passed can be misleading, can be wrong, can be faulty. So we need to take into account that such information by lender banks, NBFCs, and credit card issuers is at least genuine. It is at least truthful, and is not creating, you can say, having any errors. So as I said, the major there are 4 bureaus, but let's look at these 3. The TransUnion is the one you all know as the CIBIL. TransUnion CIBIL. TransUnion is an American company, so TransUnion CIBIL. Experian, Equifax. The credit bureaus collect and maintain the information, and then they resell it to businesses in the form of a credit report. So because of the errors, as I said, sometimes wrong information may be credited. This happens in the 26AS form as well. Sometimes because of the wrong information can be linked to a PAN. So it is a human error, of course, but then that error should not be attributed to you or your PAN or your score. So that should be rectified as soon as possible. So that can only be seen if you are checking your score regularly at regular intervals, and make sure all the information in there is accurate. And if not, you can raise your complaint with the bureau. So there are so many credit scores, different bureaus, as I said, CRIF, Highmark, Equifax, Experian, CIBIL, TransUnion, CIBIL. So for one individual, sometimes there are different scores. You wonder why. As I said, those things differ with the information being given to the bureaus by the lending period, the creditor's reputation, and the time period for calculation. There are multiple reasons for that, but on an average, this is not much of difference. A 718 CIBIL will not be 300 in Experian. It will not be 500 in Equifax. It'll remain close to that only. If you see, all of this is above 750, and above 750 to 900 is good only, considering, because the time period calculation is sometimes good. So then the last point is to monitor your CUR. Many people are not aware of the CUR part, credit utilization ratio. If your credit card limit is, for example, 1 lakh rupees, do not burn the whole limit. The perfect thing is to use 30%. Sometimes it's not possible, but the cutoff line for me is 50%, 30 or 50 of the credit limit. So the best is to maintain your score in a good manner. The bank will automatically call you and raise your limit. These days, the fraud is not going to be that easy unless you are not careful. Because of the RBI guidelines, so many, you can say, loose ends have been plucked now. So if the bank gives you a limit raise, for example, it is 2 lakh, it makes it 3 lakhs or 4 lakhs. If you are spending 50,000, 1,000 every, 1 lakh every month, for example, on your EMIs or whatever reasons, from 2 lakh, this is, you can say, 25 or 50%. If it is 1 lakh, suppose. But if the same limit is raised from 2 lakhs to 4 lakhs, that 50 becomes 25%. So your CUR comes into that range. Because to maintain the credit score, you need to have a good CUR also. People don't know it. People say, हम लाख रुपए अगर खर्चते हैं तो हम लाख का लाख time पे देते हैं, time से पहले देते हैं. Fair enough. But higher CUR means you will have a lower score. This affects your score surely. So always be wary of that fact. So as I said, a perfect CUR is below 30%. But ideally, you should not be crossing 50, I would say. If your card is with the, you can say, lower credit limit, so check out the limit. Many people are not even aware of their credit card limits. So don't max out your credit cards, because this will affect your score negatively. We are fond of spending anything. You are spending in splurging on your drawings, on your lavish lifestyle, and then paying from your savings bank account. You can't pay in cash, of course. So you can check if the high CUR is impacting your score as well. You'll say, whatever I'm spending, I have not missed even a single installment. If I have not missed even a single installment, I paid all on time, still my credit score is low. Why? The reason is sometimes a high CUR. So what are the factors that affect your credit? Types of credit in use, 10%. New credit, 10%. Length of credit history, 15%. Payment history, 35%. Amounts owed, 30%. So it is not one factor कि आप पे करते हैं कि नहीं time पे. Payment history 35% है. The other factors combine 65%, 2/3 of the total. Roughly 2/3, I would say. So you need to understand that these are the factors that affect the credit. So to lower your CUR, either use less credit or you request your credit card issuer to increase the credit limit. If you have a good payment history, they would happily do that. Or you can say get a new card based on your previous card history. You can apply for a new card to increase the overall credit limit. That will also increase your CUR in that. Another history, as I said, in different format, factors that affect your credit score. Payment history is total amount owed, length of credit history, new credit, or the types of credit. Means for education loan, housing loan, or you can say personal loan, or whatever it is. So today's Carry Home Gyan is about a few frequently asked questions. I know many of you must be having a lot of questions in your mind. I've tried to compile 4 or 5 most common ones. So where do you check the credit score? You can check it online via credit report of various websites or directly from your CIBIL, Equifax, or Experian login. Sometimes the bureau may differ in this thing. I prefer a third party like a Paisabazaar or a Bank Bazaar. They give me accurate report. Paisabazaar gives me everything. Yes, they do bug me if my credit score goes down. They do bug me, keep on bugging me, keep on sending me message, keep on making calls to tell ways to improve it. But then that is a side effect of this thing. If you're checking things for free, they will need to give you something. They will not ask for something. So use your relatively lesser used mobile number. You can fill in over there so that even if the call goes missing or the messages are bombarded, sometimes they don't bombard you that great also. They'll keep on doing at least 1 or 2 messages in 1 week. So you can be wary of that. So you shouldn't worry about much of the difference if it is in the range only, as I showed you in a chart just a few slides back. So how often should you monitor it? Mainly depends upon your credit history, but usually a quarterly review, 2 to 3 monthly review should be sufficient enough for getting you informed about any changes. Because as I said, multiple things, any fraud, you can say any misinformations reported, those can be checked immediately. Then what are the charges for checking credit score? Third party sites won't charge anything. They'll only bug you sometimes. But otherwise, banks do charge. Most of the internet banking sites are linked with the CIBIL bureau or maybe Equifax as well. They charge on an average minimum 550 plus GST, 18% GST, 750 also sometimes. So they do that also. So then another question, can checking the credit score lead to a fall in score as the common perception? There are 2 kinds of inquiries on the credit score, a soft inquiry and a hard inquiry. So if you're making a query every 2 to 3 months for checking your score, it will be considered a soft inquiry. It will not affect your score. But if you're going to the bank, applying for a loan, one bank rejects it. You go to another bank, it applies, rejects it. Third bank rejects it. You should not be doing that. You should be firstly knowing your score. If your score is below a certain range of 750 or so, you will not be getting a higher amount of loan. So if you are using 3 banks to make them check your credit score, that is a hard inquiry. That is by the lender. That will impact your score if there are multiple queries, especially in a month. So those hard inquiries made by lenders or credit card providers, when you apply, when even a bank or you can say any NBFC calls you, sir, credit card le lijiye, free hai. If you have already a credit card and if you are happy and satisfied, don't go into that trap. जैसे मैं सब कुछ पे कर रहा हूँ, मेरे को 2 फोन आए थे, मैंने सिर्फ वो आंसर किए थे, मैंने अप्लाई किया था, मिला कि नहीं मिला, that will lower your score. And lastly, I would say share this session with your family and friends, because this is going to be very, very important in today's times. Credit score worthiness is very, very important. And also help me in this mission of spreading financial literacy amongst health colleagues, amongst dentists and doctors both. Bottom line for today is fetching your own credit score by your login does not affect, as is the common mindset. So I hope I've been able to give you some information in today's session. So this is the moral of the whole story. How do you do it? You apply for a loan, lender requests and receive from the credit bureaus, TransUnion is CIBIL, as I said, Experian, Equifax, or CRIF. Collect and send data. Scoring agencies, they calculate your credit score. Ultimately, they receive back and they give you loan, or then they request and receive your credit score and they apply for it. Or you make payments, other lenders, they report your payment, your EMIs for housing loan, car loan, or any kind of other loan. They also report your payment. This way, your whole information is compiled and your credit score is calculated. And it is at a common platform. और हमें लगता है हमारा A account, B account अभी भी चलता है, black का white का अभी भी चलता है, पैन नंबर से लिंक अभी भी चलता है, पैन आधार सब जगह लिंक है, सब जगह हो चुका है ऑलरेडी. वो जो 10% जो जिसके लिए वो डेट एक्सटेंड करती है ना गवर्नमेंट, आज भी शायद एक्सटेंड हो गई है. तो दे कीप ऑन डूइंग दिस बिकॉज वो जो 10% लिटिगेशन केस चलता है, दिस इज गोइंग ऑन फॉर दैट. अदरवाइज 90% का ऑलरेडी सब कुछ हो चुका है. द ओनली थिंग इज दे आर नॉट अवेयर ऑफ इट बाय नाउ, बट दिस थिंग इज देयर. So I hope I have been able to impart something beneficial to you today. Thank you so much for patient hearing. And these are the two WhatsApp groups I'm running for dentists and doctors, of course. The 6th group is on. If you want an ad-free group with knowledge, please send me a message. I'll add you. This is my YouTube channel. As on yesterday, 30th March, 440 plus videos are already there. So if you have not yet subscribed, do subscribe to it. This series is going to end on 30th June, exactly 3 months from today. But after that, I'll be coming up with short videos. Maybe much before that, I'll be coming up with different sort of fresh short videos on my channel, of course. So you need to be there. This is my social media presence by my name only, DR Deep, Instagram, you can say Facebook or Clubhouse. So do send me your feedback if you found this session valuable, or if you have any complaint, do let me know. Bhuppesh and Vikbal both will be welcome on equal manner. Wherever you find it on my page, on YouTube, or on my WhatsApp group, wherever you want to post it, do post it, please. Thank you so much. And I stop my share for any questions or acknowledging the visitors on my FB page where this session is happening live. Okay. Hello, Dr. Ramchandra. Thank you so much for watching. Hello, Dr. Renuka. Hello, Dr. Shivdyal. Hello, Dr. Neha. Hello, Dr. Parul. Hello, Rajiv sir. Hello, Rajat. Hello, Manuji. Hello, Dr. Garima Sharma. So any questions, I'm here for 2 minutes. Please ask me. Please feel free to ask me, or else we break for today. Thank you, Dr. Ramchandra sir. I hope you had a lot many things to carry from today. So friends, the endeavor has been this only, to spread financial literacy amongst all the colleagues every Thursday in the form of a 15 to 20-minute live. So it does take a lot of effort. You must realize making a presentation, even though it is a small one, does take some time, does take taking out time from my busy clinic schedule. But if I'm doing it, giving it back to the society, I don't need anything in bargain. I'm not doing it any for monetary purpose. God has given already enough on that account. Of course, I do my bit of monetary part also in the form of paid workshops as well, but that is just 10% of the total work I do. So do at least value something that you're getting for free. It does not always mean that in this world everything is paid and nothing can be free. I'm trying to set an example, and if you like this, do appreciate, or at least give me your honest feedback. If you're not liking certain things, I'll be open to all kinds of suggestions. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care, and I meet you on Monday, episode number 14, brand new month, brand new financial year, and with a brand new topic on practice management or medical legal ethics. This Monday, episode number 14. Thank you. Bye-bye.